Are we asking you questions?
Questions are open.
Yeah.
It's okay if no, we can look at them.
I have a quick question for Joyelle. I just, I got to read an article you'd written, sort of an article you'd written in a magazine, and you were talking about the value of wasted energy, kind of. I was just wondering if you could talk a little bit about that.
Well, one of the things that I really believe in about art making, and it would be interesting to hear what you think, Ish, since you work in different media, and I don't work in different media, but I work in different genres, is it's not important to have a really well-made form, a really well-made, well-crafted overall form that holds on to all the energy, like that settles everything down and ends with like a little click. For me, what's really important is to have some kind of escape hatch, and that so that the energy you build in that form can like be escaping all the time. And in performance, that's really evident, I think, or it can be that my energy and your energy, if there's any left in the room, and her energy kind of spiking in the back, like kind of comes together and makes some other thing that was not necessarily in the text when I made it. And I wouldn't want to do anything to the text and make it too perfect, too well crafted, that it would keep that energy from like coming out. So that's something that's important to me. And I have all kinds of theoretical reasons I can lay on you, from like Bataille and stuff, and the notion of expenditure, and that this is actually a very anti-capitalist way of looking at literature, because the books don't balance, there's nothing balanced about the piece, and it makes it, it's always wasting itself and spending money, it's like spending energy like money, basically. So it's kind of a critique of the idea of, well, I guess it's the real heart of capitalism, but it's a critique of the idea of capitalism too, but that's beside the point. But that's what I'm thinking about. Does that help with that? Do you ever think about this stuff?
Will you repeat the question?
and like, because I am like interested in how text like kind of wastes energy and throws it off, and I don't know if that comes into your writing or your performing or your film. Or if that's just like totally idiosyncratic.
No, it's really interesting. When was the question about wasted?
Wasted energy.
Oh, wasted. Oh, but or is, well, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, it always goes someplace, so I guess it's not wasted.
True.
I don't have anything to add.
It also has to do with like the idea of, in our society, everybody has to have to be productive, and that holds true in poetry too. We want our poems to not be thrown on the ground.
How do you find yourself actualizing that, like in your decision making, in your process?
I think in my sake, I do it by change, by having a lot of change going on, and sometimes by, if I might introduce some metaphor. Okay, you can have more water, but you can't spill it on the chords. That'll be too exciting. That might be too literal. Like if I'm starting with a metaphor, and then like I could just like end it nicely when the comparison has been made, but sort of like, I don't know if you were still listening, but the end of my story was like, oh, your lips look like when liquor and liquor meet in a glass. Like that would be a perfectly fine place to stop, but it actually goes on for a couple more sentences, and that kind of idea of like making the metaphor kind of go too far and kind of spill its contents, literally in that case, is kind of something that I actually wrote that whole book, Nyland, which is about a guy who can't separate himself from his dreams, basically. So everything he thinks about like balloons away, and he's involved in a murder plot, so it's very dangerous because he has no sense of reality. So that's an example of how that like literally works, like just not to close the metaphor, but keep it open as long and even break the seams of it a little bit.
I think that the best way of saying how you use that is this: you write poems. Poems that are waste.
Yeah, everyone says poems are unproductive and no one needs them, so you're already like in the right ballpark as far as we're concerned if you write poems. You can't sell them.
I have a question for Ish. It's about puppets. Did you make your puppet, and why are puppets awesome?
Yeah, I make all my puppets. I brought them with me.
Can we see you?
Okay.
I think we need some applause for Ish's puppet.
YouTube if you want to see him. Teddy is a star of manic depression, and this is Jeffrey. He's the talker, but he doesn't talk in front of other people, just me. And this guy's not a puppet, but he's kind of like he's a little gray wolf, Hal, and yeah, I love him. I carry him with me so I can feel better about things. Yeah, these are my puppets. And I make movies with them sometimes.
I have a question for you. I'm just fascinated at the variety of characters and conversations and attitudes that fill your writing. Do you just like, does it, for you, does it just like pour out in one thing that you're just taking dictation on?
Well, sometimes it comes, I actually kind of got back to poetry from not kind of drying up after a while. But when I started working in a bar, I was cleaning a bar, and my friend was encouraging me, my friend Conrad, see Conrad? And in the morning when I would clean the bar, there would be these fumes in the room. And then I just started writing on the tape that comes out of the register. And it was a good job because nobody was there. It was just me. I had the keys because my friend owns it. I guess it kind of comes out in kind of a spill, but I try to form it a little bit so I could feel like I'm getting better at stuff, because I want to learn more ways of doing it and that and this and that, you know. The voices are just, I guess just like frequencies. Some things I remember, some things are just kind of like probably suppressed feelings and people that I want to hold on to or whatever.
Great, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.